Welcome back to another session with the Paintology drawing app available for Android users from the Google Play Store. So if you're new to this live stream, you will know that I have a reference image that I actually put on. Let me get that for you. So here is, you go to paintology.com and just simply go down where just below the video where it says, okay, just below the video where it says live stream Google Classroom, and go down to the where it says 19th September, the today's date, and then click on the reference image and you will see the image there. So you can have the app installed on your phone just like I do. This is typically how I draw here. You can see here that I use this phone, Samsung Note 10, and usually my finger, but on this occasion I'm using a stylus, and you can buy a cheap stylus that will work for you. It doesn't have to be fancy, so we're going to make this drawing here, but we're going to add a new angle to this in terms of the drawing that we do. As you know, Paintology is not about tools, not about getting you to do digital illustrations or actually the illustration drawing types that people do with digital tools like anime and the other stuff. But I just want to demonstrate to you the possibilities of the Paintology app. The app is clearly very different in the way it approaches art, and the philosophy of Paintology is to teach you the techniques and fundamental core details of art. So it is people who from traditional background will find this a natural transition to the digital world. The the uh, the main way of drawing with most digital apps involves tools, and these tools take away the techniques learned in the traditional mediums, such as blending, coloring. It's all done by hand, but you have all tools for that in most of these apps, and the majority of users have come to use the app in that fashion, and as a result it has benefits, and it is a double-edged sword. It can, number one, obviously enhance your ability to get to drawings that wasn't possible before when you were using traditional, and number two, it actually takes away the necessary art fundamentals that you've learned in traditional. And so it's a double-edged sword. You can get so far with the digital tools, but you would never go beyond that, like in traditional, and make drawings in the traditional sense. So most people who see the drawings that I do on digital are not able to understand whether it was done by digital or traditional. So let me show you a few paintings just to show you what. So, so you can see here, this was done in one of the previous sessions, Emma Watson. It was all done by hand, less than an hour. And I show you block coloring, which rapidly improves your drawing skills, and it's designed to help you draw on your phone without turning to tools all the time. And the big divide between traditional artists and digital happens to be from how digital drawing is used. Digital art is created, which many feel that the computer does all the heavy lifting, which it does if you use the digital tools, but it's still art nevertheless. You should consider it as a creative work of art. But the method, and if I show you the method I use, you will see clearly that most of you naysayers who feel digital art is not real art will begin to question the way I use and then probably accept the fact that digital art is in art in itself, the way I draw. So I draw much like pencil and paper. I use one brush and I'm able to do drawings such as this. So there's so many drawings I've done. You can check it out on the YouTube channels and the many live stream. Here's one of the famous Chris Pratt, again done under an hour in the live stream. And then many other types of drawings you can see here. So I use techniques, like for example this bear drawing. I used art techniques, again sticking to one brush, and most people think in 2D unfortunately, and this is where I'm going to show you the drawing process, which majority of beginners do not fully grasp. And this drawing process will allow you to make good drawings, and the drawing process is basically just developing the drawing from zero all the way to finish, but going step by step. And most do not understand that because they feel a drawing, when they see a drawing, 2-3 minutes of video by good artists on acrylics or any other medium, and they think, wow, they want to be like that. They want to go from zero to the finishing line in one go, one sweep. And that's like little saying, you know what, I want to be like do my 100 meters sprint in 9 seconds flat, you know, and that's just ridiculous, isn't it? If you think about it, that just diminishes the training, the stamina, all the exercises the sprinter goes through to get where they are. And it's the same true of art. If you feel that you can't get any further, it is no fault of the medium, and it's not down to the fact that everyone's born with a natural art skills. That's just not true. And it's just, you have to put it down to yourself that you're disinterested in learning anymore, or you are not keeping your mind open to the possibilities. And so I'm hoping that drawings that you do on the Paintology will continue for you to encourage you to keep going with drawing, because it is truly a marvelous hobby. It is probably one of the biggest hobbies in the world, painting and drawing, and there's absolutely good reasons why people do that, because of the enormous benefits that it can bring. And some of these benefits include, there I can show you this drawing that I did. Benefits include getting lost in the moment. This is a drawing I did. Can you see how I built up the drawing? This one, I'll show you again actually. It's quite interesting. If I show you this, the elephant, and then you can understand. So here is how the drawing started. Right, look, you can see here the first phase of the drawing. Look at that. You can hardly make out it's an elephant. In fact, I'm going to write a blog post, and you can read many of the blog posts. This is how I do the elephant, the step by step. It's quite blocky. It's nowhere near to finish. And some of you will say, no, I can't go beyond that. That's it. And you're just closing your mind to what lies ahead. And and if you actually dismiss the notion of drawing as a born talent, you're actually doing injustice to yourself, and you are taking the short, easy path towards you will. I'm sad to say, but you will apply this to any arts, any skills that you want to acquire. you will be quite dismissive and say, no, it's not for me. So, but the fact is, we have the digital medium, which is far superior to, not superior, but it is such an advanced technology that allows anyone to draw. And I'm not talking about using the digital tools, I'm talking about bringing back the passion of traditional drawing into the digital medium. That's what it's all been about. Because I do have some traditional background, and when I went to digital, I didn't feel any reason to jump to all those tools in order to make drawings, such as blending layers and all that. And I felt that I could just as easily do great drawings in the manual sense, like in the traditional way, without having to just go one tool after another. And by doing that, I came to understand that I was drawing far differently to many of the other digital artists, and then that continued until I revamped the drawing app Paintology to cater to that interest. So I'm an advanced user of Photoshop. You give me a tablet, you give me a drawing tablet like Wacom or anything like that, and Photoshop, I will probably be in the top 1% of users, and I'd use it for many other reasons instead of drawing, and that's to for the web work I do, the technology logos, where illustrations, graphics, image manipulation. That's all I do use it for. I would never actually use it for drawing. And this is, I would, if I want to go to a bigger tablet, I could always go for the 10-inch. And then in my few years back, I was actually drawing with brush on a 32-inch screen, and I'll show you those when there is sufficient interest in this live stream video, hopefully. So here you see, it's the first step. It's probably number 2 of the drawing that I did. And then now you will see that as I have to keep going down, the final drawing is actually looks a bit like this. See how did you see how I managed to go from there to here? And that wasn't using tools or anything. If you're turning to tools, you obviously haven't mastered any art techniques, and this is this is where Paintology will fulfill that gap. So just keep in mind the skills you're learning: tones, drawing strokes, volume, shapes, texture, form, is generic to the art medium, any art medium. So if you learn the techniques here, you're not confined to a drawing app, you're not confined to Paintology. You can translate those techniques and skills you've learned to any other art mediums, okay? So this is can you see how I created the texture? It was all with one brush. I did not even use any other brush except the one line brush, and I just did blending by varying the density here, this one here. So, okay. So how are we going to tackle the one that we are going to do? So let's go ahead and go to draw. And oh, by the way, I want to show you on the home page, you have these tutorials. So you can do it. There's a great number of tutorials, over 600, for you to try out and learn drawing and work at your own pace. But more importantly, if you're serious about improving art techniques and learning art the fast way, in my opinion, you should also go to, I'm going to show you, is go to the this Google Classroom that has been set up for people like yourself to follow at one's pace. So this doesn't just apply to digital drawing with Paintology. It really does teach you, grounds you in the skills of painting and drawing, and then you'll find yourself the doors opening to a whole world of drawing and painting. So it has lots of tutorial. You can work at your own pace. The link will be in the description for you to work. So it's all free as well. So then the tutorials are also you can use. If just go to it, click on it, and start using it. It's so easy. And then there's a community, of course, which here's someone who's got into painting with Paintology. And then here's a cat that I drew and I posted here. So I'm hoping that people how they're wondering how. That's so funny, isn't it? They just can't believe. I'll have to respond to that. It's so funny. But anyway, so let's go to my paint. No, draw. Let's go to draw, trace image, and then pick out the image we're going to tackle with Paintology. Yeah. So this is in trace mode. Trace mode means you have access to the reference image, but it allows you also to make drawings on your canvas. Yeah. So, oops, what am I doing? Brush. Okay, that's it. That's your drawing, and that's, can you see I can take it away? So it gives me the ability to look at the drawing while as at the same time, use the reference image for basically trying to get the form and shape. So it really does help you. Trust me, trace drawing is not. Don't listen to all these beginner naysayers who says drawing and tracing is cheating. It's just a load of rubbish. And I'm going to put this straight. Just think about all the big artists, this historian, the great grandmasters that you've come across. Every one of them have used various tools to get to where they are. They would not get to where they are at such a rapid speed if they had not used tools such as trace. And the camera obscura is something that's been used for centuries for people to enhance their abilities in drawing. So when you're drawing portraits, the trace mode, if you see the more drawings I did earlier, is actually teaches you, you will see as you get into it, it teaches you how to get an appreciation of tones, which is fundamental to drawing as well as many other things, drawing strokes and everything. And again, I'm going to use the analogy that don't expect to do 100 meters flat in under 9 seconds just by doing it again and again and again. Do you think any sprinter would just keep running the whole day? It's just ridiculous. There's just so many other parameters in order to get to their goal. And in drawing, tracing is fundamental to enhancing your skills. And it's the reason why me, not being a artist's background, is able to do photorealistic drawing on the phone itself, and that's probably why you heard that person blurting out and say, how did you do this cat on your phone? They just can't imagine. But anyway, I'm hoping that you've got this app installed and you've got this reference image, and now I'm gonna show you how to get to a drawing that you can be quite proud of, and it will keep your interest alive and keep you moving. Okay, so the first thing is I'm looking at this drawing and I'm thinking, how can I go about it? Remember, this is a drawing different from a live drawing that you will see that I've done, like portraits and all those. So this is very different to what I'm used to and such, because I don't normally do these cartoons because they're very clear cut in the sense that they are very cartoonish style and requires the tools. I have to tell you, they're perfect for using the digital apps that are around today, the popular one with the tools. They're actually good if you're into anime. So it's a perfect way of doing it. But I'm gonna show you with Paintology that you could also make drawings like this and get you going. And I'm gonna try and complete this drawing as a line drawing. So I had an understanding that I'm going to do a line drawing, and then I'm going to show you how to color it in. Okay, if we have time, we'll color. So first thing first is we've got the line brush. Remember, there's a lot of other brushes you can try, but don't assume the brush is going to make you the final drawing. Just not. So it's just keep in mind that brushes are there to add some, how do you call it, some aesthetic feel to it. Not necessarily it's going to create the whole drawing for you. It's just not. People say, oh, what brush did you use after they see a painting? I mean, do you say that when you look at Van Gogh's Sunflowers? What brush he used or what paints he used? No, I don't think so. So anyway, let's look at that. And there, I think that it could be a little bit less, 3%, let's say. Yeah, sure. Let's do the 3%. So this is what we're going to do. The line drawing will help you tremendously. So we can zoom in to increase. Let's take it down further, actually, on 2%. Help you to improve your drawing strokes. Look what I'm doing. And don't get, oh, I got to do this really carefully and all that. Don't even think about it. Just go over it. Because remember, you're learning and you have to. And I have a habit that when I'm starting out, that I get a little bit anxious about getting this right. And then as I get into it, I find myself not even thinking about how the line should be. Okay? So I'm just drawing a line along this. And this really does help you develop some key skills, and that skill I call the drawing strokes. Yeah, so this is all I'm doing, and if you can do this right, the problem is the here is where the world of digital tools will come into play here, because they're going to look at this line stroke here and they're going to say, oh god, look at this, it's not smooth, uniform, and anything. And then what did they do? They go for a line correction tool. And Paintology does not have any of that line correction tool. If I were, then I would be replicating all the other digital drawing apps, right? And this line correction tools is the beginning stages of making digital art look animated, cartoonish, and illustrative, not natural like what Paintology is all about, bringing back the natural way of drawing. So this, don't be anxious to say hasn't got line correction, or hasn't got layers on that. If you are, then you're not interested in learning art techniques, and you probably don't have any idea what art techniques are. So if you keep in mind that, don't be quick to judge. Try out, look at the videos, and then decide if it's for you. If it's not, then you will go back to digital tools because it's more comfortable for you, and you will be hitting a wall every time. You will never get to the art style that I'm showing you. That art style, in my opinion, is called fine arts. Yeah, you'll find that's a common method that's used in traditional, called fine arts. And fine arts is there because it's all done by hand, isn't it? And if you're interested in fine art, or if you're just interested in cartoon animation, illustration, graphics, then yeah, by all means, you've got those apps that you can work with. But if you're interested in real drawing as such, in the digital way, in the traditional way that most people like, so this would be probably more suited to beginners, but not so much digital artists who are used to the other, because they have to undo their learning skills in using tools to take care of this, to correction tools, filling tools, and all that. So this is what I'm doing here, just using my manual strokes, and that, believe me, helps you to really expand. If you don't like something, just do it again, but don't go totally crazy over it, just because the overall drawing is different. Just keep going until you forget that you're doing anything like a illustration or anything. Just using your hand to move. Right? Just get into the swing of things. Don't even think too hard about it. Okay? Thinking too hard means you want to get everything perfect right away. And I showed you this earlier drawing of the elephant. I didn't even do, I did a very crude drawing at the step by step until I got to what I wanted in the drawing, yeah? Okay, there. So now let's do the eye. So we're not using any kind of tools, just using our drawing strokes. Okay, the eyes I get. This really improves your drawing strokes. So digitally doesn't mean you have to do everything using digital tools. They're just there because of the way digital evolved over 3 decades. And I've been part of that. Probably goes to show my age. And let's have a look, see what we've done. Look how quick that was. Could you do that with the digital tools? No, you couldn't do it this quick, rapidly, right? So we've got plenty of time to do the rest of the stuff. So we've made this drawing here, you can see here. So let's see if we've left anything out. Not quite. Maybe we've left this little bit, this little blighter out. Yeah? And then have we got the ears or the eyebrows perhaps, yeah? So let's put some there. Okay, and then the eyebrows. Okay. There, and then the hair there. And then did we leave anything out? No, I don't think so. Okay, so that's what we have here. And now you can say, well, we've got this far. Now we've got plenty of time, so we're going to actually, let's look at this and then try and replicate some colors. Let's put some colors behind it. I just want to show you that you can be as comfortable using the manual way of drawing, rather than using digital tools. And the manual way of drawing is what traditional artists are very comfortable. So what are we going to do next? Well, I'm thinking that I've got some colors that I can apply to here, and I want to do that actually. So this is an excellent way for you to get more comfortable drawing. And when I mean drawing, I mean just generally drawing. And because the majority of you were beginning, haven't drawn before, are probably uncomfortable with the way everything works, and this will help you a great deal. So let me first, let's get these this done, right? Let's see that here, and then here we're gonna do this. We're gonna switch to a little bigger brush for this hat. So again, this is where we go here. We're going to adopt it's a bit like block coloring, but it's at a very crude level because you don't need to apply so much details to this anime drawing. And so what we do is the top half is the actual drawing, the reference image, right? So we're going to use the color picker to pick the color of the reference image and apply it to our drawing. Look here, see? I picked the color picker, and look, see, there you are. So very easy. I'm simply using the brush strokes to color this in, right? So before I do that, let me save this particular line drawing so I can show you. Let's save that. Okay, so let's see what we have. We've still got that color. We can stretch this color all the way. Look how quickly I'm going. I'm not even spending too much time in this. Right, and then if you pick a color picker, you might find there's a different color to this hat. Okay, there. So now we got another color here. This is a bit lighter. Can you see at the top of the rim of this hat? Again, use the color picker. Remember to keep it halfway up. And then we're gonna remember this. Let me just keep it within the lines we've drawn, right? Right. And then just simply, it's really fun because you don't have to keep going to one tool after another. You're just sticking to that. There's another color there. Can you see that? Again, color picker. Right there. And then let's see what that looks like. Yeah, we got the hat there. And now let's just see, well, why don't we use, well, we've got the same brush here. Use this color, right, for its flesh tone. Can you see here? Just color it in like that. And then remember, you're not trying to get this right first time. You could improve on it towards the end. That's what I generally tend to do with most of the drawings I've done of realistic drawings. I improve it. I continue to improve towards the end. But initially, I'm just laying down the broad colors. And then as I get smaller and smaller, I've got this zoom area that I can keep improving the details if I need to, okay? This is very different to how other people are used to in drawing digitally, okay? And you'll find that it works just as well. So, okay, so what have we got here? Just look at the drawing that we have. There, we've got his face, right? And then we could just focus on his face, right? Without having to, and then what we can do is, let's see if it's, yeah, that goes all the way up there. And then if it's too big, right, let's see if we've got here, right. If it's too big, reduce the brush, right? Don't feel like you have to do it so perfectly accurate. No biggies, right? Just imagine this to be a traditional method of drawing which you have done when you were a little kid. That's all it is. Right there. And then we can always go over it again, right? So let's see what colors we have here. So we've done his facial colors, right? right? And then we can say, well, let's focus on his eyes. And then let's go up halfway to pick this color. Look how big the brush is, right? We could even take it down here and get more details of the brush, right there. And then do that brown there. Okay. Nothing too difficult. And then same thing here. Pick that. This is your drawing, your unique drawing that you're drawing with that. No tools required. Anyone can do this. And then what color do we have here? Well, we're there. Let's put the colors down for this area here. And then here, because we've got a smaller brush, we can bring in more details, right? And then look at this lovely color here of the eyes. So again, just got a nice little brush. You can get close to the details, the green, right? And then this dark green, and then another green there. That's all there is. And then we have this color, which we can just go merrily along without worrying about the details. No details, just follow, trace. It's so much more right. You can get lost in it because you're not thinking about, oh, I picked the wrong tool here. Oh, I picked this tool here. Oh, I need this tool. You're just painting, just like the way drawing should be. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. Where are we? Okay. Ooh, we got really bright here, isn't it? Let me see if I can bring the brightness down. Why did it come so bright? Display. Let's have a look at display. Wow, look how quickly it turns so bright. Alright, so just go here. Let's get this little lighter out the way. It's just always on the way, isn't it? Okay, so here, just go here quickly. Rapid. Right, don't even think about it. Look at that. Right, so much fun. You can get lost in the moment without thinking too hard about the tools you're going to create, right? And then we can go back to our screen and see what we've done. Okay, we've got these accidental lines we made. That can be fixed easily, isn't it, in no time? Alright, so I got here, done this, and then I got this color. This is the power of this. And then if we need to just brush it up here, and then what we have here, pick the colors, right? Pick the colors, pick these colors that does fill it in, just like paint by numbers. If you're familiar with paint by numbers, you know what I'm doing, right? And there, just picking these colors and then just applying it very quickly. Just giving that. So if you go close enough, trust me, you will find that the details are there. The detail just automatically comes into play because you're zoomed in quite a bit. Look, 400, 500% zooming. Right, let's see what we've done with the eyes. Perfect, isn't it? And then now we can carry on doing this. I'm going to do it really quickly. And then and I'm not even correcting it. You're thinking, oh God, It looks so sorted with its correction, but that's what the drawing process is about. Improving it bit by bit, not by starting from scratch. I got to get everything done right. Yeah, it improves bit by bit, and it improves your drawing as well. Okay. Okay, and then here, just picking the color picker, not worried about the details. Okay, sticking to this brush, it's helping me a lot. This brush is doing well. I can see it, and then look at that. Just like paint by numbers, but it's a bit block coloring. This is, but this block coloring can be applied to fine arts drawing, like I've shown you. Right there, there, there. So perfect, isn't it? Let's bring that down, and then let's see what we need to do here. We got some nice blue colors, so let's put that. While we've still got the small brush, let's take advantage of it and just fill up the color. Just go rapidly. Don't worry about, oh, I gotta do it perfect. You know, I gotta match this, ooh, this tiny detail there, like that. Don't worry about that. This will come as you get better and better in drawing. What you're interested in is just getting more comfortable with a drawing. I don't usually draw anime. I'm just doing it purely for demonstration purposes. I would much prefer to do other types of drawings. I mean, although I like anime, it's too simple for me actually. But it does show you how to get into drawing in anime, yeah? And that's important. Okay, look at that. We've got this same brush going rapidly without even worrying about tools. That's all we're doing. Rapidly, and then we can improve it later on, right? Let's look at it now. Okay, we've done that. Now we've got this hand. The hand color is this. But that's going to take ages. So what do we do? Yep, you got it. Just use the bigger. Amazing, right? This is improving your drawing strokes. Very important. Okay, and then when you get to the smaller details, of course, by all means, you know, just refine those just like you would if normal traditional, right? Okay, so take it down, right, and then just refine the smaller edges. Okay, so all it is just so rapid. Have you seen me access any digital tools? No, I'm drawing very much like the traditional way of drawing. There will be a lot of arguments over, you know, when people compare with me drawing like this, they're going to say, no, it hasn't got the tools. Many of you will say, hasn't got the tools, doesn't look perfect. I need perfection. But if you need perfection, and drawing to me is not about perfection. If you need perfection, by all means, you know, stick to the tools. Yeah, but you also be confining yourself to drawing illustrations only. And drawing is much bigger, way bigger than that. Okay, there. Can you see how quickly we did that? Let's have a look. Look how quickly we did that hand, right? So are there any colors there, yeah? So we're gonna try and pick that color here and then just stick, increase the brush to fill most of the area, right? And then reduce it. Okay, there. Right. Have we got that? Yep, there's some of that. So what have we got? We got some blue, light blue here. Look at that. So we can increase the brush on this side. So we're doing the background, yeah? So again, very quickly. Right, remember, there's a little bit of a cloud here with a different... Let's save that before something happens. Okay, look at these light, fluffy clouds there. Right, and then a different cloud here. And then a little bit of a white cloud here, grey. And then just put that in there. Adds to the effect, I'm sure. Right, color picker, that's all I'm using, color picker. And then here. Right, and let's go here. And we got that blue, obviously. You could increase that. Right there. So quickly, you can rapidly. No tools required. Well, you can see how comfortable I'm getting with this, right? Yeah, I'm not wasting any time. Just using the color picker. And then, of course, when I get... Oops. When I get close to it, I can change the brush size to the edges, right? Just go here, create the effects, and here, the effects. I'm not doing anything except tracing, right? Go here. And this is really key to helping you become comfortable in drawing. Okay, so what have we got here? So we got this, and then maybe perhaps use this to just create the effects of the cloud there. Right, and then we have here, we've got this brownish tinge color. And then of course we got the mouth, right? So we could just do this. We've already got that. Just do that. Fill that. Look how quickly I'm operating now. It's less thinking and more doing, isn't it? Right there. What have we got here? Yeah, we've got something quite interesting, isn't it? Now you can see that you've reached this level. Let's save this. And then you want to say, well, you know what? I want to correct this. So this, I'm just showing you how easy it is to make drawings without tools. But it is fundamentally, oops, sorry about that. So we're in our drawing canvas. We're going to take that down, pick the blue color, and just refine that, okay? just refine that blue. So we got, remember I was saying that I could improve it, and that's how you improve it at the end, right? There's so much room for improvement. You shouldn't be thinking about that at the beginning, because if you do, you're not going to ever start. You're always going to turn to tools as a means for improving. And this is what you need to master in order to do good drawings and have more control over the medium. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, and then there you can keep going. You can see here, I can go here, just clear that up very, very quickly in all the white areas, and then turn this into something that's right here, and then here. This is now you're improving. This is typically the way we draw, and most artists will draw, is you keep improving it step by step. You're not looking for the results right away. Yeah, you're patient enough to see that there's a lot more to the drawing than meets the eye, and you can keep improving it. And if you're looking for quick fixes, then you're obviously going to turn to tools. But if you're willing to master some techniques, this will help you to make a realistic drawing. Trust me, even though I'm using trace mode, you can check out some of the drawings I've done with freehand, and I'm able to do that because I've enhanced my skills drawing this way, yeah? So you can just target the area that needs touching up here. Okay, that's all. Then these little tiny area. Oops, did you see how I picked up the brown color? Oh, it's very easy to do that because you want to target that blue area. Alright, so what do we have here? Let's have a look. We could carry on improving this, and you could say, well, you know what, I'm getting really good handle on this. What can I do to improve it? I think we could improve the eyes. Let's have a look. Let's try and go close to the eye and use this feature here to get this more refined, yeah? Have we got a good brush size? I think we need to go down a bit because the eyes requires more detail. And then we just go here, there, right, and then some white here, right, just refine that, that's it, right, and then we go here, just get those eyeballs there, okay, and then we got this lovely sort of a smile in the eye, and then we can just refine this, and we got this here, and then what we have, we got that area here, just do that, then I got this area here, so we can just carry this. When you have such tools like this, it makes drawing so much easier. Notice this color there, it's actually this here, and then there's a black color there that actually goes down to that, right. Okay, and then we have this white, and there's a good reason why the artist has used these specific colors and these specific tones, right? Right, then here, all right, and then let's see what this left eye looks so much better, isn't it? Yeah, let's do this, refine this eye here as well. Yeah, look, when you get close enough, you can see it looks a little smudgy. So let's refine this baby here, and then a bit here. That just goes like that, right there, and then go here. Okay, and then if you go make a mistake, just correct it using, like this is here. So I'm going alternating back and forth, and then I'm going to refine this, the white here, right there, and then there's a bit of a gray. See that? That's really helping you to look at a drawing and defining your drawing. Okay, use the same colors there, and then the eyelid, okay, has to be a little straight, so do that. Okay, and then the eyelid, correct, there, yeah, and then this bit here, right, so we're going to go down here, fix that, and then what do we have to fix that? Then here, and then it's got this nice little white junction here, and here, and then just, oops, got that green, and let's shape that here, and let's see what that looks like. That's pretty decent, isn't it? And you can correct wherever you go here. Look here, and then you can stick with your own canvas and just correct it. Right. You don't have to move to that canvas. And stick with your, just refine it, the mouth, because you know you want it perfect, then go ahead, just refine it. And then here, I don't have to keep flicking, I'm just going back and forth. I should stick to my own drawing canvas here, just refine it. Got a habit of just going to the other. Just the force of habit, sorry. Yeah, and here, oh, tell you, it's a force of habit. Okay, and here, right, then just keep correcting it and you'll be fine. Here we can see a little brown here, that the darker patch, and we can fix that in no time. This little piece that comes up here, and where can we actually else fix, you think? I think we've done a good job here. And then if you want to you can just take that and take the white, just then take the pink and just blend that face so the details, so it doesn't look lopsided here. And then what can you do? I sort of feel I can do a little bit on this, so I could take this even down and then pick this color of the red. Why not? Alright, let's see what we have here. Yeah, it's better, isn't it? And then the same thing here. Pick the blue, merge it into that, and then fix this color here. We got the, remember we got, oops, no, we haven't got the, we got the color of that shape, and then fix here, fix the color there. See, it's all about correcting at the end. Don't feel like you got to make progress right away. You have so much control over your drawing, especially digital. I can understand when you're doing traditional how difficult it is to control another color. You know, it's only so much you can go over something, right? Okay. Let's see. Better, isn't it? So we can fix the tie area. You can see how the drawing process helps you to find areas that needs improving as you go through step by step. And that's what's made me continue to go through this drawing and refine it in very little time. Okay, let's see if the tie is done. And the tie is looking good, the whole drawing is looking pretty good, and you can see around the eyebrows we could make some adjustments here. This is definitely a fun way of drawing, I believe, so I should encourage you to try it. Just filling those areas. You see how easy it is to pick that white color that you're trying to color in. That's the oddity of drawing like this, but it's so much fun. There. And then bring that color here, round it off, and then here, and then look at this color. So just make it a little bit rounded. Okay. And then if you feel that there's any other area that needs to be touched up, just do it. So don't feel shy. Right there, look at that there. We almost made it into a perfect. There you go. So that's how quickly you can draw. And then you'll find other areas here. As you go through, you'll find these little touch areas that you want to touch up on here. And that will be the key for you to always. So here you are, done. Very little time. Do we have anything on the forehead? Yeah, I think we don't have a white, but I'm not going to go through it. Anyway, can you see here that there's something not as smooth? Can you see? I caught that. See it? There. So we need to pick this color and just, you know what? Your face needs to come up to a nice angle with the rest of the features. Right, I think it's all right. There you are. The face has come up. So there you have it. Very easy, no big deal. You can, no big deal. You can do it. Anyone can do this type of drawing, and that's really, in essence, the key to the drawing with Paintology is techniques. So you've seen, I've shown you the techniques of drawing, and it's very important that learning these techniques will help you to not hit limitations by the digital tools themselves. It will encourage you to learn more techniques, and these techniques are what makes you a good artist, in my opinion, right? And I have done enough drawings to prove that and prove that point. So this, I think I'm ready to answer the person's question who's like flabbergasted with how I'm able to draw a realistic cat. It's all through block coloring practice. So if you haven't seen this type of drawing, and it's now you do, now you can see, oh yeah, I've got to do this, right? There you see, you can find all kinds of, okay, right? Look at the improvements. Look, this looks like you could pass it off for a pretty good anime drawing, but of course you traced it, but now you can see that. Don't be afraid. Don't think you need to rush to digital tools by actually by allowing yourself to develop your drawing skills and motor functions, the drawing strokes, learning tones, using colors. You're able to do very good drawings, from a reference image with tracing or no tracing, and even freehand drawings. And it really will open up the door to much broader range of drawings that you could do with the digital medium. So I hope this has given you a good example, and we'll see you next time. I will be doing the the drawing of this similar drawing if you want to carry on and following me with a black and white drawing of an anime, because I plan to use a different approach for that particular drawing to show you how you can continue. Very important that you're not using tools to define the final drawing. I'm going to use the analogy again. A carpenter is not defined by his tools. He's defined by the workmanship of his work, just like any other artist. So the same thing applies here. So I'm going to show you the technique, another technique, and then there are so many techniques that you can develop, and you should continue to keep your mind open to the possibilities. And if you're been into digital drawing with the other apps, you'll probably come here and say, no, I need this tool, I need that tool. And if that's the case, then you really should unravel your thinking about creating art techniques, because the art techniques fundamentally lies within the traditional mediums of simplicity and then working your way up to way beyond what tools can allow you to do because you're developing skills, innate skills in art and drawing and painting. So I hope this was useful to you, and I hope to see you in the next drawing session, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.